Hi, everyone. I am starting the webinar. I think that Tiffany may be here in the waiting room. Um, Tiffany, if you are in the waiting room, let me know. Because I'm all by myself up here. Oh, I see her. I'm going to promote you to panelist so I can bring you back up here. Okay, so you're going to be rejoining as a panelist. There we go. Oh, I see. I kind of see you. There you are. You're sideways. Oh, there we go. Awesome. So we did not get a little chance to practice this. So can you hear me, Tiffany? I can see her, but I'm not sure if she can hear me. Yeah, she's probably going to go out and come back in. Yeah, I don't know how she ended up in the waiting room as a guest instead of coming in as panelist. So I'm just going to watch for her to come back in. Apologize. Hopefully we'll get this back on track. Hi, Pam. Hi, Shar. Amanda, Patty. All right, let's see what we got. There we go. Hi.
Hi.
Okay, can hear you now.
Okay.
All right, so I can only see half your face.
I know. I'm trying to figure out how to turn the camera around. Hang on.
Okay.
Oh, wait. There we go.
Okay, perfect,
There we
perfect.
go.
So
Okay.
I'll give my little intro. So welcome everyone. Welcome with Witchy and Gothic Raven Jewelry. Oh, she just went out again. Having a little technical difficulty. I mean, it wouldn't be right if we didn't have something going on, right? So I'm just gonna say hello and welcome. who who threw that crying laughing emoji up? I'm not surprised. Thank you for joining us. I promise we will definitely get to making our Celtic Helm chainmail bracelet here in just a minute. Here we go. Okay, you're back.
I'm I'm sorry, my phone hates me. I sat it down and it unconnected. There we go. Okay.
Okay. All right. So I'll say this again. So welcome everyone. We are here today with Tiffany from Gothic Raven Jewelry, and she is going to um, give us a awesome hands-on workshop for making our Celtic Helm Chainmail Bracelet Protection Jewelry. So a lot of you purchased kits, so we'll be making those together. And if you did not purchase a kit and you still want one, you can still do that. I'll drop the link in the chat and you can watch it during replay. We'll put the replay up probably sometime tomorrow morning. But we are going to get going. So Tiffany, I'm going to shut my camera off and I'm going to pass this on over to you.
Oh boy. Hi guys.
I'm
I
also
have
here for any help. So if there are questions
good.
at Tiffany, I'll if it's okay, I'll just stop you and ask the
Please,
question.
please, because I have no idea what I'm doing.
Okay. All right.
Uh,
All right. Take it
let
away.
me take that back. I know how to make the chainmail. I know how to make the bracelets. Teaching people this way is not something I've done before. Okay, so everybody who bought a kit should have 2 bags, one with larger rings, one with little rings. We are going to need both. I'm going to use this version as an example. It's kind of gold and silver. It works really well for kind of showing how to do this. So set those aside for a moment. I'm going to pull out my rings. Oh, as they go everywhere. Okay. I should have had all these out already, but it shows how prepared I am. Okay. So I always start with one random ring. Doesn't really matter which one, because I need something to be able to hold on to. And then I'm using my chainmail pliers. You can use any pliers you've got. These just happen to be really easy to keep out of the way so I can more easily show you guys. I'm taking one of the little rings and putting it around the big ring and closing it up because that's going to be my starting anchor point. And then because I'm doing the double gold, so the more gold than silver version of this, I'm going to take 2 of these bigger rings and close them into this. And if you haven't done chainmail of any kind or jewelry work like this before, you twist the rings to open them rather than pull them. Otherwise, it can distort the rings and cause some weakness in the metal. So to get started, we should have 3 rings looking, see if I can bring this up a little bit, 3 rings total inside of one little ring. Okay. Then we're going to take 2 more of the little rings on the other end of the 2 that are together, kind of sealing them together, as it were. So as I drop that, I kind of just pick it back up, slide it back over there. So you should have another set like that. And then twist this to close it. Oh, get my pliers out of the way. There we go. Okay. Funny cute little chain like that. And do that again because it's better and a little more secure if you have 2 of these. So we're going to put
Oh,
2 more on the.
hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
So Patty said, so one big ring with 3.
One. Yep. We're going to put 1 big ring on the end so you have something to hold on to. And then we need to be able to keep these 2 rings together. So we're going to put 3 little rings around these 2 as a set. That way, both the front end and the back end are sealed. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. She said, okay, all I have is,
okay.
is 1 ring. So
okay, so we need 3 little rings and 3 big rings to get started.
3 little rings, 3 big rings. Everybody got that? Yep. 3 big. Okay. All right. I think we're back on track.
Okay. 1 big ring should be by itself so you have something to hold on to because that's going to be your end point. We're going to make chain this way. Okay. We want those to be locked together because of these 3 little rings. Now, there are a couple different ways to do this particular chainmail. I'm going to show you guys the easiest way I have found to do it. For those of you who have an offset color, this is where you're going to want to grab one of those other colors. So in this case, I've got the gold ones and then now a silver one. I'm going to open this large silver ring, twist, and holding on to my 1 single one, I'm going to kind of drop this down a little bit, and I'm going to slide it between the 2 gold ones. I am not going to put it through the little silver ones, but around them, so on top of.
Tiffany, can you hold it just a little bit closer so there we go. Thank you.
Yep. And then once we get it looped around, but not actually through any of the others, we're going to close it. So it's kind of floating there by itself, not really connected to anything. That visible for everybody? Then we're going to need two more of the big gold ones. I'm going to set this down for a second so I can open these. I'm just going to open them and set them down for a second. Okay. Here's where it gets a little interesting. Hold this. I got my one ring here. I'm going to inch my fingers up just a little bit to kind of help pinch this. And then, so now you've got a gold one here, a gold one here, and a floating silver one in the middle. And you can kind of see the little ones here on the ends. We're going to hook these beside the big silver one through the little ones. So if it looks like, if you got it flat like this, it looks just like that. Here's the back around the other ones. And then we're going to close it. And then we're literally going to flip the whole thing over and do the exact same thing on this side of the big silver one. So pick up my other gold, and then right beside this, beside the silver one, I'm going to bring it up through the little guys and close that. And that is the start of the iconic pattern for the chain mail. And then to keep it together, we're going to add two little silvers on the other end of this, just like we did on that first piece. So again, I'm going to set it down for a second and open some more rings. This time the little guys. It comes apart a little bit. Just kind of pick it up and shake it a little. It'll fall back right back where it's supposed to be.
So Pam is asking if you can lay it down and enlarge the picture. I'm not sure I can. If she, I don't know if she can zoom in a little bit more.
I don't know if I can, but I can move the camera a little bit if we can do some of that.
How is that, Pam?
So my fingers out of the way here. Should look something like that. You have it offset a little bit.
Shar, are you asking if we can kind of start that beginning piece over again? Is that what you're asking?
Absolutely. We can totally do that.
Yeah, I think close up like that, Tiffany, if you could
Okay.
just real quick go through that
Yep.
first piece. I think it's the anchor piece that's kind of throwing people off a little bit.
Got it.
Thank you.
So to start with, we're going to need some of the big rings and some of the little rings. I always find it easier if I can start with opening some of the little rings. So I'm definitely going to need those open. Okay. Can everybody see what we're doing?
Yep, that's much better.
Okay. Sorry, mine are a little magnetic here, so I kind of gotta take a second. All right, so I'm going to hook all three of these through one little one. And close it. So that when I pull them apart, I've got two on one side and one on the other. Okay. And then we're going to take the other two little ones and only put them around the two that are together. You should have that sort of a pattern. Okay.
Yeah, two little ones, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Two little ones around the two big ones that are together. all total, all three little ones are through those same two. We just have the one big one off to the end by itself.
Got it.
Okay? Because that one over here on the end is going to stay and kind of be our place to hold on to this. Because as we keep going, we're going to need to still be able to hold the tail of it straight. At the end, we can always take this one off or use it as part of our clasp, depending on what kind of clasp you got. But right now, it's just kind of something to help hang on to. Everybody with us still so far?
I think so.
Okay. Now, for those of you who are doing a separate color, now's when you grab the other big color. If you're all doing silver or all doing gold, it doesn't really change anything. But for those of us who are doing the offset colors, now is when we grab the other color. Okay. So in this hand, I've got 3 large gold, 2 silver over here, 1 little silver over there. Okay. Between the 2 gold that are here together and the 2 silvers, we're going to kind of sandwich our way between the golds behind the little silvers. So in between the 2 golds, not going through the little guys. Okay. So it should be completely unhooked from everything else. It's just kind of sandwiched there in between them. Okay. And then close that guy. And then on either side of those, that big silver one, you can see there's some extra space in those little guys. That's where we're going to put the next 2 gold. Okay. So again, I'm going to set this down for a second so I can grab my other rings and open them up real quick. I always do the one closest to me first. So in this, I'm just going to go on top. Just the 2 little ones in front of the big silver. Okay. And close it. And then I literally flip the whole contraption over. And now the one on top has got an empty spot. So I'm going to put the other gold one there. Again, just through the 2 little ones, not through the big silver one. Finishing sandwiching that big silver one in place. So that big silver one should be completely loose in the middle, just being kind of held in place by it being sandwiched. Okay. And then now is when we need 2 more of the little guys to finish closing those 2 last golds together. Okay. I'm going to open these up. And again, just on the 2 end golds that we just put on there, opposite of that one that we hold in our hand. Just the 2 little silvers. Or little gold, depending on which color set you got. Okay. If you can, try not to do what I did and leave these still half open, because they will catch on clothes and things like that when you wear them. So just kind of shimmy them back together. And that is our first segment in our bracelet. Everybody still together?
I think so. I asked everyone. And I got crickets, so I'm guessing that everyone's hard at work and everyone's good.
All right. Once we get those 2 big gold ones connected, then we're going to do the exact same thing and add another big silver one sandwiched in between them again. And this is literally the entire pattern. You just keep doing the exact same thing. Sandwich, in my case, a silver one in the middle. And then now all of a sudden I've got room on either side of my little rings there, and so I'm going to add more gold rings. If I get going too fast, just holler. I get in a bit of a routine with these, so. All right, so I'm going to pick this back up and lay it on my finger here a little bit to help push those little guys up out of the way to make them easier to grab. And grab them just like that. Again, being careful not to grab the big silver one there, because I don't want to actually hook it. I just want to sandwich it in there. Flip it over. And put my other gold one. Yeah, if I can keep hold of it. Put the other gold one through just the little guys on the other side and close it off.
Everyone's
Still
quiet.
together?
Everyone's quiet,
Okay.
so.
Okay. I'm going to assume we're all have an idea of what we're doing now and going to keep going. So, again, 2 more little guys. Now, all of these kits should be plenty big enough. An 8-inch bracelet is what I wear, and there are 10 more sets of links than what I wear. So everybody should have plenty. So feel free to stop when you feel like you've made it long enough to go around your wrist. When we get enough practice in, you can do little things like putting them around in a circle and making earrings out of them, like I did here. You can make bigger links and put together full necklaces. I even have some fancier ones where I put them inside of bigger rings and made them more centerpieces for actual necklaces. So this is a fairly good standard chainmail set and can be used for many, many things.
Those are
So,
beautiful.
thank you. So, anyway, back to our bracelet. Silver, sandwiched in between my golds, just like before.
So
Yeah.
Pam is asking if you can show the little rings again. I guess probably when we get to the next
Yep. Yep.
10,
Give
right?
me just a moment. I'm gonna. So, depending on where you're at, the little rings could. That's where our big gold ones, or possibly the large silver ones, depending on which bracelet you got, go. That's where we attach the bracelets. Whereas in my case, the big silver ones, sorry, the big silver ones are the ones that are floating in between and around the little guys. The little ones are on the ends to hold it all together. So I'm going to put these through the little guys. And get to see, you can see it a little bit. Up and through the little guys around the silver. And then when you get them through it here, then on the other end is where you attach the new ones. So now is when I need new little ones. Does that answer the question, Pam, or did I miss something?
Yeah, so Pam, this is where you'll be adding the little rings again. So this is where the pattern starts again.
Yep. It should be 2 large rings connected by little rings with a floating ring around the little guys. And then finish off the pattern with 2 more going into the same little set. There should be a total of 4 big gold, 1 silver around between the 2 little silvers, with at least with the color pattern I'm using. Does that help?
Everyone good?
I tried picking one of the dual colors to help so you could see which ones are floating and which ones weren't, but maybe it doesn't help. I don't know.
Pam said she's getting there, so I think we're
Okay,
on.
as long as we haven't lost anybody. And if somebody was busy watching and not doing and got lost, I can start over again if we need to. All right. Right now I'm just opening rings, giving people time to practice and see if they have any questions as they go. Having magnetic pliers is a blessing and a curse all at the same time. All right. So far we have a little bit of a pattern going here. Again, we're starting somewhat at the beginning of the pattern with our 2 gold and 2 little guys. So we're going to take the big silver and sandwich it between them, kind of wedging it through there, being sure not to go through the little guys. Once we're closed around it, completely free of the little guys. Then we're going to go back through little guys again, this time with the big gold ones. 1 on either side of the silver. Unlike some of the other chainmail styles, if you drop this one, it's not going to completely come undone. One of my favorite features of this one, because I do that all the time. Not 2, just 1. There we go. Okay, just on the little end here. I'm seeing messages pop up, but I'm not sure what's going on. Is everybody okay?
Yep, everyone's good. Pam, Pam
Okay.
just Pam just wanted to remind herself next time to use her laptop instead of a cell phone when we have
Oh,
workshops.
ideally, this pattern should be done with chain that is still somewhat loose, so that when you do put it around your wrist, it's not too tight, not too stiff. I have some that are very stiff and don't flex very well because I was experimenting with different links. These are very rigid and don't mesh well. The ones you guys have in your kit should flex fairly well and kind of curl around each other very gently so that it's easier to wear. But if you opt to try doing this on your own, be careful, sizing does matter. So there's that pattern. So for anybody who's not quite as far along as that one, we can always go back to what we started to begin with. We have just a little set, just barely starting to see the pattern. I'm going to take these 2 end pieces here and add 2 little ones to the end of it.
Thank you, because we do have a couple people who I think were behind just a little bit.
That's okay. So my holder ring, 2 starters, 2 to finish the pattern with the little guys to seal it. And once you use the little guys to seal the end, then it's time to do your floater ring. Some of us, again, are doing off color. Some of us used all one color. Doesn't really matter. Just be sure that the floater doesn't hook through any rings. It sandwiches between them. Okay. If you hook it, it's easy to be undone, or you can create a different pattern. There's no real right or wrong way. It's just whether or not it's actually the particular we were trying to do or not. Chainmail is the art of taking little links of chain and making something bigger out of it. So there's no real right or wrong way. All right, so two, see if we can focus here a little bit. There we go. 2 little guys floating in big silver. Going to go up through little guys, staying on one side of the silver, not going through the big silver. I'm sealing the ring. Flipping the whole thing over to make it easy to access. And doing the same thing. Through the little guys only, nothing else. Close it off. And now that we've fully sandwiched the floater ring, time to close it up again. 2 little guys coming in. How we doing, guys?
Everyone's quiet.
Hi. In theory, this isn't that difficult. It's just tedious, a little monotonous when you do a lot of it. But can be made more difficult depending on the tools you're using. I have tried doing this with just my fingers. That is not easy. But it can be done. The bigger rings respond better to that than the little ones do. Um, all right, time for another floater. There are some people out there that will put all of the gold ones together with the little guys and then try to put the floaters in. It does work, but it's harder because getting it through everything and then trying to seal this makes it, you have less surface area to work with. It makes it harder. But it can be done. All right, we got our floater in place. Time to grab some more gold. Again, just through the little guys. Just on top. Try not to do this one and go through the big floater. And it's gonna cause you some problems. All right. Completely separate. And through just the little guys. When you get to the length you want, you can use the big rings as part of your clasp, but you can use the little ones to hold your clasp in. Kind of depends on which kind of clasp you used. Because we have a few different varieties available. Some of you opted for these box ones, which I have found are really fun to use the little guys instead of as part of that final seal there. I just put the box in place instead. Those are really fun. I used a few more of these little guys with this one to hook my clasp on this one on, kind of give it a little bit more flourish. You don't necessarily need to, but you can. Um, Again, this one has one of the larger rings, just like the rest of it. And then I've got a lobster claw on the end. Yep. Just use some of the extra pieces to put it together. These are fun. Little ball, little disc, and they snap in place. So those are the main different clasps we have for these kits. There are many, many more kinds out there. They just happen to be the ones we had on hand to supply with the kits. So
Everyone's very quiet, so I think they're working away.
okay. I'm going to go back to this one and some more at the end of this. If you have pieces left over and are feeling ambitious, you can always take a little section like this and curl it around this way. That's how I make my necklace, my earrings, and some of my necklace pendants. It kind of depends on how much you've got left over. Although I'm not sure how many of you are going to have enough left over to make two of them. But you're always, if you like the pattern and want to do more, you're welcome to buy more kits just to do those. I'm not going to stop you. I also will do them for you, and you can buy them straight that way too. I don't really care. That's why I got into jewelry in the first place, is I wanted to be able to do them my way with my colors, and that doesn't look too difficult. I can do that. I started doing it myself. Taught myself as I went.
If you guys get a chance, you should definitely check out her shop because she's added a ton more jewelry and it's just beautiful. I'll pop the link in.
Once I get through Ren Fair season, there's going to be even more. There's so much stuff I haven't got on the site yet, and my inventory is getting a little out of hand at the moment. But considering I've been doing chainmail for, what are we at now? June, so 6 months. I'm not doing too bad. I now officially know how to do 10 different styles of chainmail. So, and I've got earrings, necklaces, bracelets, key rings, all kinds of things out of them.
And if you are getting dragons from us, you may or may not get a pair of amazing earrings that Tiffany made that are dragon claws. Just saying.
Those were fun to make. I like the way that all the colors turned out on those.
Yeah, they look really good.
How we doing, guys? Everybody keeping up?
Very, very quiet.
Well, let's either really good or really bad.
No, all the questions have stopped, so I'm assuming that that means that everybody is working away on their pattern.
Unless, of course, they just walked away.
They all seem to be still in here, so
All
we're
right.
gonna go with that.
All right. All right. There's another one. Oh, get a little off camera here. Sorry. And I don't know about the rest of you, but I like the way the chainmail feels when it's kind of fluid and moving in your hand. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
No, it's very cool.
And there's that folder. Something more gold. And again, that's for the little guys. Put it over. Just for the little guys. As I said, I know I have taught myself how to do several different kinds of chainmail at this point. So if you guys want to learn any other styles, I am perfectly happy to show you guys how to do any of those as well. Some of them are more complicated, some of them are less. I have several different kinds I wear all the time. This is a basic Japanese lace, Byzantine chain, double twist, box chain. I've also got that bad boy, more Byzantine, twist, Japanese lace, and a viper basket. So I have a bunch.
Wow, it's impressive.
I like doing them. So if you guys want to learn more how to do more of these kinds of things, let me know. I also do things with dragon scales as well. I can show you how to do some of those too. Have some of these guys,
Oh,
which
those
is
are
kind of
neat. I
fun.
love those. Yeah.
I also have more traditional clackers.
Well,
I got all kinds of things in here. This is one I threw together this morning. This is a Parisian chain with a dragon tail, a little keychain. So I'd be happy to show you guys how to do any of these.
do,
They're
Tiffany,
fun.
are those on which sea? Those the
Oh
ones
yeah,
that you
I just made them this morning.
Oh, okay. All right. So Patty, no, they're not on the site. What about the ones that you have on your wrists right now? The different.
I have not posted them yet. I have pictures to post them. I just haven't gotten them on there yet.
Okay. So Patty, they're
Um,
not on there quite yet.
Honestly, I wasn't sure anybody would be interested in them, so I haven't put them on there yet. Um, but if you guys like the way any of them look, I'd be happy to add them.
Yeah, definitely.
We can do kits like these again for about the same price, or I can do completed ones, which would be a little bit more just because of me putting the time into them and such. But
Yeah.
my prices don't get much higher than that anyway, so
Yeah, I think Patty definitely wants one that's already put together.
not a problem. I would be happy to. Now you just gotta pick what style you want. And I do, if anybody's interested, take custom orders as well. All you have to do is email me. I can do them in like the rainbow colors like this one, or I can do them in plain silver or gold. I got all kinds of things I can do.
Pam asked, do you do Viking weave as well?
I am not familiar with the Viking weave, but I would be happy to look into it and find out and get back to you.
Patty would like to see the ones that we're doing currently, but all put together, and she would like to purchase one that you've put together rather than her putting it together.
The ones we're doing today, I have on Witchy already.
Oh, she already has them on here, Patty.
Yep, they're on there. I just don't have the rest of the different styles on there yet.
Patty, let me look and see if I can find it. It's called the Celtic Helm, right,
Yep.
Tiffany? Okay, so I see the earrings. Yeah, two sets of the earrings in the kit.
Huh. I thought I put the bracelets on there. I will rectify that.
Okay, awesome.
I thought I had already put the rest of the bracelets on there. I apologize, Patty. I wasn't trying to lie to you. I had thought I had posted them.
Oh, Pam, that's really cool. So Pam had put a link to a picture, Tiffany, and I'll send it to you of what the Viking weave. It's really
That would be
neat. It
great. Thank you.
looks super intricate.
I am I am constantly looking for new patterns to try and do. I've been teaching this all to myself from pictures and stuff that I found online. So
Yeah. So since we're getting close to time, about 10 minutes out, do you guys want to see the end? You want to see her put the clasp on, and then you can um, continue on with your pattern after? And yes, so yeah, so they'd like to see you finish it off, and then they can catch the rest of the pattern um, and the clasp again on replay.
okay. So again, depending on which class you got, it's slightly different styles. If we are using the I can't think of what I'm.
I have the lobster clasp.
Yeah,
What's that one?
okay. I've got that one. I've got the lobster clasp, which is right, if I can get a hold of it, right there. I've got a box clasp and a snap. Where's I'm not sure what I did with my box cloths. Okay. Um, I set them aside so they wouldn't get lost, and of course now I can't find them. Okay. So basically, take wherever you decide to stop your pattern, depending on how long you want it, because you can stop it at any point to get the size you want, which is one of the best parts about doing these yourself is you can custom size it. We can, instead of closing this, I'm just going to hook whatever clasp I'm using on instead. I'm going to put this on there, or if I'm using the lobster claw, I can do that instead. The box clasps have two hooks on the ends, so I would just use one on each. And then for the other piece, I can just use one of those hooks that was already there, or add an extra one depending on where you're at to finish it off.
Okay,
If
that's pretty
if
good.
we use yeah, if we used this one, I would just use a little hook here to hook this one on, and then the same thing on the other end. Use one of the little guys. So if I back up a minute, take the lobster off, put the other clasp on, then on the other end, I no longer need that one that we were using to hold it in place. I'm going to slide that off and slide on the other end of my clasp. And now all of a sudden I've got those two on the end. And they just pull through and hook together.
Awesome. Do you guys you have any questions or and I don't know about the rest of you, but all my jewelry, I will put through before I wear it. I cleanse it, I
Mm.
charge it, I hold it, especially with something like this where it's a protective type of jewelry, I'll tend
Yeah,
to put some of my own protection oil on it or, and definitely do a ritual around it before, I
absolutely.
yeah. So,
You
so
you
make,
can also you can also open back up any one of these and add an extra talisman or charm on it to help with that extra layer of protection as well. So if that helps,
yeah, absolutely. Yep.
whether in the middle like that or on the end or wherever you want it, whatever feels right to you.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, that's a really great idea.
So
You do a lot of like jewelry with like Hecate's keys and things like
I
that as
do.
well, right?
I do, yeah.
Would you guys like to see some sort of like deity you know kit or something like that? Um, maybe we could do something like that, Tiffany, with
Yeah,
some sort of kit where we could, work with the key and we could work with, a little bit of, grounding and cleansing exercises and, that type of stuff with it. I think that would be great. Yeah, I thought everybody would
yeah.
really love that. Yeah,
Okay.
so the key is, obviously iconic to Hecate. So I think we should definitely, think
She's
about
an important goddess to me, but I wasn't sure how anybody else would feel about that. So I didn't want to put that out there if nobody else wanted that kind of energy.
Yeah, I
So,
think I think this group definitely does and would be very, very
okay.
interested in doing something like that. So, maybe we should plan on, maybe doing something in, late July or August and give this another go if everybody really liked it. So, it sounds like everybody really liked it and
Okay.
I think it was a lot of fun and I want to thank you so much teaching us how to do this. This was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
glad you liked it.
and I want to thank everyone for joining us today. And like I said, I'll get this downloaded, and we'll probably see it. You'll probably see it up on Witchsea tomorrow. I put a link in the chat that has Tiffany's shop in it. So if you are interested in taking a look at some of the things that she has for sale, certainly go ahead and do that. And we will catch you on the next one. You didn't have a kit, Brianna. Yeah. So definitely, if you want to
I
get
definitely still have kits. I can send you a kit.
yeah, she has kits available, so you can definitely find that on her site. So if you want to grab a kit and then grab it during the replay and do it during the replay, that would be awesome too. So again, thank you all so much for coming. And Monday night, 7 o'clock Eastern time, Tam is going to be playing the sound bowls for us for summer solstice. So I'm so looking forward to that. I plan on sleeping like a baby that night. So hopefully you will join us, and I'll post about it on Witchsea. So I hope you all have a great night. And again, thank you, Tiffany. I appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Take care, everyone.